Okay, greetings. All right, we're here with Ade. She has a YouTube channel that's on this channel, on related channels or favorite channels. So she's here to, we're here to just chat before we start. Just leave this open for conscious channeling and whatever comes through. Before we start, I felt like a lot of, oh yeah, there's a storm coming through, or it's windy right now, so if you hear anything. This is, I did feel a lot of Martian vibrations here, just to let those aware. I guess I didn't see that coming. It does seem like those that wish to connect to their Martian side, many of the super soldier healings, realize a lot of conflict on this world does come from the Martian vibrations. Meaning Martians here in the ancient world, but of course you reincarnate here and bring a lot of that stuff here. From what I picked up through channeling, just a lot of karma stuff, lifetimes that we're not finished there, you bring here and try to finish it. A lot has to do with relationships, from what I'm saying. Of course, that's mostly everything here. So anyway, okay, yeah, Dave, you have anything to?
Yeah, I do want to add to that. As you were speaking about the Martian energy, what came to mind was a lot of what's currently happening with Venus going into retrograde. We're dealing with a lot of our masculine and feminine aspects. And so Mars representing the masculine is probably doing a lot of healing and a lot of clearing.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why you're picking up on that. And yeah, I do agree a lot of the conflict and the issues that hit humanity is deeply rooted in Mars. It came from Mars. And so as we're healing ourselves, we're probably connecting to the source of it all and trying to heal that. And so, yeah, a lot of people are connecting to Mars and that energy. So,
yeah, also, as obviously there's a lot of, I'm just getting, a lot of messages are not being brought out yet. People are not fully ready for the full picture, of course. I'm getting kind of glimpses of it here and there. Not to say I'm holding anything back, but let's put it as from the animal kingdom here, that they don't feel humans are really ready for the connect with them all yet. Because there is a lot of alien vibrations there, but that's part of it. Okay, I'm seeing a duck person, let's put it that way. I've been seeing ducks here and there. They're pretty humorous, actually. All right, if anybody was, so anyways, the channel of the insane anyway. So it's all good. There's, yeah, before you go, there's what I've received is the Mars, the masculine vibration that's here kind of battled the feminine, as you can tell. So that's probably, as you already probably said that, it's just the more feminine is coming into the masculine now to clear a lot of that. And a lot of it has to do with Atlantean, but, well, we had a lot of wars in our world history or past, as you can tell. A lot of male masculine against the feminine, as you can tell. So a lot of that, we're going through a massive healing. So you're going to see more males, more of the female vibration, only because, you know, they're adjusting back to their original form, you can say. So,
and they're also like getting in touch with their emotions and their feelings. And this is what's going to help them release a lot of the wounds that are in there. I mean, we all have wounds, and I've talked about that on my channel. I don't know if you want to get into that yet.
Oh yeah, your channel? Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
No, like the 5 wounds I was
mentioning. Oh
yeah,
go for it. Yes.
So like I have been doing a lot of clearing as well. Working on a lot of the wounds that I knew I had and some that I didn't know I had. And I came across this channel. I was guided to it. I just like woke up in the middle of the night and turned on YouTube, and I'm not like a YouTube video surfer kind of person. And this channel just jumped out at me, and it has to do with twin flame stuff, which I don't necessarily connect with the twin flame idea. Not to say that I don't believe in it. It's just not for me. But the content of that video is all about relationships, not just the twin flame relationships. We have various different types of relationships with ourselves, parents, friends, work, whatever it is. And so this talks about the 5 wounds that every soul has. Every soul has it. As long as you have relationships and of any kind, you have these wounds, and they are rejection, abandonment, humiliation, justice, and I'm leaving one out, but there is a 5th one. Yeah. So anyway, betrayal. Oh my gosh, how do I forget that? That is the one that was so big with me. And so after watching the video and getting all the information that I needed, the clearing just started happening. And what came up for me was betrayal. And I realized how much I was holding in at that moment when I was clearing. And I was able to see both sides of each relationship and situations that I was releasing. And I think that is really beneficial for you to clear something out completely and forgive. You need to forgive all parts of it, including yourself, and also ask for forgiveness. And not in my case, but in some cases, these wounds are so deeply rooted. You may have carried them over from, other lifetimes, and it became a pattern for you, and you came here to break that. Or it could have just started from this lifetime, from like childhood. So anyway, before I go on a rant about this, I'm going to give it to Ivan and see what he has to say.
Yeah, it's I'm coming into awareness. Like we could have a past relationship, an intimate relationship, and then it turns to sour. And sometimes, when it goes bad, it has a reason for it, for you to release which I've just learned, your past trauma with your family growing up. You're not always aware of what you're holding on to, and that blocked a lot of stuff. When you're a kid, when you go through a traumatic psychological, all those 5 things she was mentioning, it's like sometimes some of us are all 5 of them, and so anyway, there's a lot of stuff about my childhood I don't remember, so a lot of it's been closed off for a reason. So relationships are good. It's like I feel like I'm going through a can opener right now, just realizing that there's a reason for that trauma, and that relationship was to open up trauma from the past, mostly that I'm not aware of. So I felt the wave coming through. I felt a lot of opening, and you just open yourself up. Just I shouldn't be angry about the relationship. It's not necessarily a relationship, it's just the situation you've been to, that you grew up with. Figuring that out's another deal. So yeah, a lot of us get in relationships or, because the family breaks up and stuff, so we have to feel like we have to be in a relationship all the time. Some of us are like that. So some girls get married or have a kid real early because they didn't have the love from childhood. So there's a lot of stuff like that. So it has a lot to do with it. So yeah, we're all just a bunch of nut jobs. But we come here for it's just lessons basically. So yeah, it can be quite intense, but that's what we came here for. And didn't come here to have it easy. Well, some have, but even there, I think even the easy lifetimes are still pretty. Some of them might be financially easy, but everything else is chaotic. So so sometimes the financial part is really bad and everything else is okay. It's not great. It can be always better financially, but some people are in the best relationships and they have zero money or enough to survive. And, so you got to look at it in different ways for that. So yeah, if you have anything you want to throw in there, or you want to change subjects?
Yeah, no, I'm going to ride the wave. A lot of what you see out there projected is not what it seems. You may see a family that looks like they have it together. You may see a couple that look very loving and they also have it together, but you don't know what's deeply rooted in that relationship, what they have behind closed doors. And so we, a lot of the times, tend to compare our relationships and our situation to these images that we see, and that is also what causes a lot of the trauma and a lot of the wounds that exist within you. You said something about girls who have babies at a young age because they didn't receive a lot of love, and I totally resonate and agree with that. I have a cousin that did that. Her parents were divorced, and she was raised by her father, and her father is this player dude who always had, different women at his apartment every night. And not to say he was a terrible father, but he didn't give her his full attention. So she grew up without the attention that she needed, and basically ended up getting pregnant at a very young age. And we talk about it now because she's doing really well now. Her daughter is doing really well. And so what she said, why she did that, is because she wanted something or someone to just love her back. And so, yeah, that's absolutely true. Also, when you're doing your clearing and you're releasing, if you want it to be effective, you have to do it from a non-judgmental point of view. You cannot judge yourself. You cannot judge the ones that, pulled your trigger. You have to leave them out of it. 9 times out of 10, these people, these outsiders that are causing you to tend to your wounds have nothing to do with it. They're just the messenger. They're actually a friend that are trying to help you deal with yourself. And so we tend to point the finger and say, I don't like this person. I want him out of my life. But you really haven't resolved anything within. And that's going to keep coming up for you. And you're going to keep associating that wound with that person, which is totally unfair to that person.
I have an aunt, always through marriage, through another, my uncle got married. And she had a kid at 16, and her parents, the divorce, it was pretty, and he was kind of like a player in some regards. So then she had another kid after that, and of course her son growing up wasn't easy raising him, so he was kind of difficult. He went to juvenile hall and stuff like that, so it was very challenging, but it was something she had to go through apparently. So I don't know the whole story on it, but anyway. So yeah, we're all part of this. More you have it easy, the less you see clearly. A lot of this trauma you go through, especially in this position, like for, you're going to be on a stage. It's good to go through a lot of stuff so you can see it through everyone else's eyes. So you have to go, if I'm here to help people, I got to go through it too. So, not to say that everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? It's like, that's just going through because of us. It's like, no, I mean, we're all here together. We're all here to talk together, basically. So we're basically here to go through it all together, basically. That's basically, just the way it is. So.
And if we let our ego down and allow each other in our space, it will be a whole lot easier. And I was one of those people. I didn't let anyone in. It wasn't just my ego, but I just had walls built in from all the traumatic experiences that I had.
Yeah.
But I find that the more I open up to people and the more I talk to people about what's really in here and masking it, in all honesty, I realized how we really are we're alike. We're going through the same stuff. Some of us may have gone through what we went through prior, and that is helping me out. And vice versa. I could be going through something, or I've had gone through something that you're going through now, and I can help you out in that way. So I do agree. I think we need to be more open with each other. There is something here because my cat is going crazy.
Yeah, mine are locked out right now.
She's looking at something up at the wall and just meowing. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, honesty is great. Being honest with yourself also when you're releasing these painful past or memories. Yeah. It's really important to do it all the way honest and not. We tend to do that. We tend to hide stuff because we're ashamed. it could be guilt, it could be whatever it is, it could be too painful to deal with. So we release just and heal part of the trauma.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like my family, I'm still haven't got to healing all of that. Family, mother, uncle, it's like, yeah, that's a tough one. That's a hard one to go into sometimes. That's some heavy stuff. I do want to throw this in. You could always go back to the old. Somebody brought this up. I haven't really mentioned it. I've connected this here and there. Like, anyway, I want to bring it up about Mark Zuckerberg. The one that runs Facebook, created it. That's like super Zeta. Just give a look at it. Not very social, robotic, not social at all, but yet very technical. You could create this thing and think about, all the money in the world, whatever, but still not very emotional, still rather hide behind a computer screen mostly, but you can't, this is kind of forcing him out in the public also. So it just shows that, and also money is a false, you need it to build things, stuff like that, but it is a falsehood thinking that is success. Success is just being peaceful with yourself, with others, family, which is not easy to say, or friends for that matter, to make peace. So that's success. The money will find it. Whatever you need will somehow get to you eventually. Of course, that's easier said than done, but success has to do with what's going on in here. If you're like, especially like an old relationship, is like you're going to be, butting heads on it, and you're asking for help, like I've been trying to, and haven't really received I think I've cleared this, and come to find out it's mostly a childhood stuff. So it's like, this stuff we don't always know about. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff there.
Well, you don't always know about it, but you do on the subconscious level, and it takes something big, that one toxic relationship, to bring all of this stuff up for you. And it's up to you whether you choose to deal with it or not. You want to tuck it back away and just keep blaming the other person for making you feel the way that they do. But that's fine also, not to judge yourself. However the process must take place, just allow it to take place the way that it does, because you planned all of this for your own growth, for your own spirituality. And sometimes spirit will send healers and friends and people to help you figure it out too. It's all part of your design. It's all part of making connections. And you don't have to do this alone. You really don't. So that's part of it also. I don't know what else I was going to say.
Yeah, it was, and a lot of us are working through the angels. I just received, not to go into names, but angels altogether. It does seem like, let's see what you get on this also. It seems like some of us are here, to help them accomplish certain accomplishments. They have some fulfillment here as for accomplishments. Maybe it's relationship, maybe it's just to build something, or they live through us in certain ways. So I'm connected to Michael and others. You're connected to Raphael, you said. So I don't know.
Yeah, I am connected to Raphael. And yeah, I do pick up on that. What I get is, absolutely, they're working through us for healing work, because first of all, this timeline and what Earth is going through is evil. And so it's not like they're going to come and manifest here and start healing everyone. They kind of have to go through it through us, through the humans. They have to do their work that way. And also they learn a lot about themselves as they're working through us, as they're healing through us, because they're getting the human experience too. So yeah, that's what I get on that. We're helping each other. Anyone that you're connecting to, whether it's angels, aliens, loved ones on the other side, you're helping each other.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about crossing over.
Yeah.
And it's a big one. And it's a big one that basically, at least my point of view, is not to have any fear, just know that you'll be fine. Peace of mind will be good. Wherever you're, because everybody goes at different times. And of course, when you're in a traumatic situation, it's like a car wreck or something like that, when you just go just like that. Sometimes they cross over instantly, sometimes they don't. So it all depends. That's what this kind of work is helping. It's helping you have peace with the dimensions and, yourself, forgiving yourself. And just this is like a hallway, you can say a doorway into yourself, basically, your higher self. And that way, when these things do happen, car wreck, whatever, when it's time to go, you say, I'll be fine. I'm just going to cross right over. Have no worries, nothing. And it does help the crossing over, because there's a lot of tricksters out there, but you believe in the tricksters, you will get tricked. So just feel that you'll be fine, basically. I think there's more to it than that, but.
No, I agree. You basically, when you cross over, get what you want. So not necessarily, I don't know if it's what you want, but it's wherever your consciousness is, whatever level it's on. If you are deep into religion and you're going to meet Jesus and Peter at the gate or whatever, that's what you're going to get. If you're into that part of religion where you believe you're a sinner and there's no place for you in heaven and you're going to go to hell, that's exactly what you're going to get, because that's where your mind is and your thoughts are creating your reality here and on the other side as well. And so in that regard, I do agree with you. As far as the traumatic deaths, I've been reading a lot about the afterlife. I've had that obsession since a teenager. I've been obsessed with death and the afterlife. And so what I find from reading on a lot of near-death experiences, or even like books on the afterlife, is when you do go instantly when you have these traumatic deaths, and right away you get pulled into a healing chamber, because the physical body suffers the pain, but also the soul suffers it too. The soul feels it too. So it automatically goes through like a lot of healing before you even like meet your loved ones. This is what I found to be true in a lot of the books that I've read, and I do resonate with it.
Yeah, also, as she was saying that, I felt like a family of angels that you work with, of course, to connect with that. It's like it's like they surround you when you cross over. Also, they're surrounding souls. And many of you have been in the angel, as an angel, helping people cross over. And so some of that holds on to you. So when you reincarnate, you might be afraid to die or something like that, or whatever, because you're still holding that in, or as a spirit. But a lot of angels go through a lot of stuff too. So I can feel a lot of angel stuff. I was going to bring this up a little bit also about angels that are guardian angels. I think it's our guardian angels. It's some kind of angels that do get affected by what happens to us, and some of them do change. Maybe the archangels, I believe, I don't know, they're just different. Archangels, they might go through it also, but some angels do change, and I do see some like, I can't do this anymore, and just walk away, and then someone else takes over. And sometimes they never change again. They're never the same. They might go into more darkness, maybe. I don't know. I do see that here and there. So.
I can imagine that, because that's true for us too. Like if you're sensitive to energy and you're around and you're vibrating at a certain level and you're around somebody who's not, it affects you. Yeah. And so if you're aware, you choose to walk away from that situation. But if you're not, you get affected by it. So I can imagine it's relative to what goes on with the angels, whether they're aware or not. they can choose to pull away from that vibration, but not to say that they're abandoning you. There's always going to be another that's going to take their place. No one is abandoned here at all.
No, not at all. It does, well, because some angels have to be closer to us than others. I think you mentioned that. And they do get affected more than others that are in the higher realms. So it's like, you know, they know they have to do what they have to do. And they don't know what, you know, everyone's different. So,
well, they get closer to us by lowering their vibration too. So that can't be an easy task.
No, it can't be. So,
and I believe archangels are different too. They're not
the
regular angels. But now, because of the time that we're in, all of the angels are close. I didn't believe that all the angels were as close as they are now before. They just came as need be. But archangels, angels, guardian angels, all your angels are here now to assist in what's happening. And so a lot of us are picking up on that angelic energy. I've been hearing the ringing in my ears. I feel them, I hear them, I see them more than ever now. So it's amping up. It really is. They're trying literally to raise our vibration so we can help raise the collective's vibration.
But even, imagine some have heard this. I'm getting kind of this message here now. It's like those are the teachers. You know, they teach, but they don't always go by what they preach. That happens a lot. But sometimes teachers have to go through a lot of tests also to learn more teachings. So they have to go through tests to help others unlock themselves from this reality. Also, when she was saying this, I felt that like around those that are awakened, you do receive a message from an angel to either say something, or it's not just through your guides, but to say something to somebody to help them see your point of view, but also to awaken them in some way. The angels are very much involved with that. And they already know what the other person's going to do, but still doing it, whatever it is, words or whatever it is, drawings or whatever. And the angels are drawing a lot of people to this type of stuff, wherever it might be, in an awakening, those also, as I'm receiving right now. It's like a blanket of angelic vibrations more than ever before. So it's just, it's a battle. You can say it's a battle for your mind, but you know, it's however you want to word that one. But
yeah, there is a little resistance because it hasn't been like this in so long. We had forgotten what it's like to have such a close connection with spirit. Yeah. You know, we're coming on to a golden age. And speaking of awakenings, did you want to briefly talk about yours?
About my awakening? About
how you came to all of this, kind of?
Oh, I mean, the beginning of all this? Generally, or
spiritually. When did you become spiritually aware? What you learned in church isn't exactly the whole truth.
No. I was hiding from that. I was crying when I went to church. I skipped church. I tried everything I could to get out of church.
You felt the resistance, right? Why do you?
Yeah, I was like, this is not right.
Doesn't sound right, right?
Oh yeah, my mother is super religious, so. Oh yeah, she's afraid. She told me I was going to go to hell when I was a kid, stuff like that. Like, so anyway, yeah, when I had my psychic awakening, as for where I can connect to guides and stuff, I saw my Gabrielle, the guy that I talk to now. When I started seeing her, I was like, okay, how do I become spiritual? It's like, it's kind of like go with the flow. I was like, I don't, no clue. I didn't have any idea. Basically now I know just meditation. I don't feel like I need to do meditations as much as before, but you know, my mind is moving too fast and it's just constantly going. So that's part of it. But I am trying to connect without meditation, also just connect it to everybody. But usually it was, when I saw Human Colony, when I saw Jim channeling, that pretty much, he's a channeler in Human Colony that channels everybody. And that's, I was at work, nobody was there yet, and I had a message, look up reptilian channeling on YouTube. It's like, gosh, I never thought about that. It's like, I know about David Icke and all that. It's like, that's a great idea. And that's where I found Jim. And then I went into, a lot of people are in this right now of connecting to the energy of different like people. So I connected to the energy of aliens instead. So, well, that's true. Actually, a little bit before that, I forgot about this. I forgot what year it was now, 2013 or something. I forget. But, my guide said to go become a full-time psychic. It's like, okay. It just like pushed me. It's like, okay, you're going to do this. It's like, all right. So then I found a psychic circle through Meetup, and I started doing readings there, and I just didn't feel right about it. But, it just didn't feel right. It's like, this is great, but it's like, this isn't something that I don't know, it just wasn't right. So I kind of walked away from it, and then I found Jim's stuff. I was going to actually write about aliens and stuff as stories and stuff, and I might still do that. Not to say others should not. Others do what you feel right. More alien stuff would be great. I don't feel like it's my path right now, but maybe in the future. I haven't closed that door, definitely not. Just path is a little bit different now. And it just started, but when I saw Jim's stuff, I started connecting to aliens, putting a recorder, and just, I would write it down. I would go to Starbucks or something and connect to somebody that's talking about Iraq, and it's like underground stuff. It's like, is this real? Am I, like many. It's like, am I connecting to the right thing? I felt the same way. So, and I had an idea with a friend about MUFON. I thought about connecting to when they need to channel like Jim, channel an actual like Zeta, and do that in front of the MUFON people. Of course, I'm still waiting for them to call back, email me back. They're kind of, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have to email them again. I mean, I'm all over. I mean, I'm here and they haven't anyway. So they're a different crowd altogether. So, and so I just got the Betsy Morgan download and started following her meditation channel, like Zeta. So that's pretty much my spiritual path. And it's been awakening, still awakening. Anyway, all right. I don't know if you wanted to tell about yours or just about me.
Yeah, briefly. For me, I've been obsessed with, well, I'll take it further back. Like you, I had issues with stuff with religion. I grew up in a very Christian, well, my mom was very religious. My dad at the time was not. And basically in that household, he ran it, and he didn't want us, me and my brother, to grow up with religion. My mom went along with it. It wasn't a big deal. But I mean, we still went to church here and there, Christmas and Easter, like for the holidays. But I always had issues with stuff that was in the Bible, that was taught to us the few times we went to church. And so I used to always challenge my mom about that. Like, why would God choose to love this group of people, but not that group of people? And why would you feel like your religion is the right one and the others are not? And a lot of those challenges came up, and she didn't always have an answer. She would just get frustrated and tell me to go away. So as I got older, instead of being curious about religion, it was more of like, what happens after we die? Is this the only life that we have? Is it over? Is it like a video game and you die and game over? And so I started connecting to a lot of that, and I started researching a lot of videos. There's stuff out there for you if you want to search for that kind of stuff. And then that led to me being interested in the universe and aliens, and I watched a lot of those documentaries. I really loved watching Carl Sagan. He is one of my heroes. Love him. And so I watched a lot of his stuff. The other guy, I can't, Stephen something, Hawking. they were really fascinating to me, and they got me into science. And then I was like, okay, not only am I curious about what goes on after life, but like, are we the only ones in the universe? So that opened up the alien channel. And I found it hard to believe that as vast as this universe is, and there's multiverses, we cannot be the only living thing, the only civilization. It would be really selfish or egotistic of us to believe that this is all ours. And so then I started going into YouTube, looking at stuff. I wanted to learn how to meditate. And then that's when I found Hucolo and Ivan. You guys are channeling all kinds of beings. Actually, Jim channeled Yeshua, and I was like, I've always felt close to Jesus and Yeshua. And just to hear him, you know, channel him and hear his words truly started resonating with me. And none of the stuff that they were trying to teach me about him didn't resonate with me. And so that's what opened me up to channeling. And so I saw Ivan doing that, and I connected with Ivan for a private session, and it just took off. Actually, after that, we started chatting, and you sent me this, I asked you, I said, I want to channel my guides. I want to meet them. I know you channeled one for me, and you sent me this recording that really, really helped me. I think it was something with Orion something. You said that it helped you channel your guides. I don't have it anymore, but basically it connected me to 3 of my guides. It was great. I can't remember what it was called, something Orion. And so that was my very first channeling, actually. I thought it was a reptilian, but it was my guides. They all came and they were like, finally, we're so proud of you. You did it. And so then the rest started coming in. The aliens just crowded the room. They were so excited. And I was excited because now I have confirmation, like, this is really real. This is happening. You never know until it happens to you, I guess, when it comes to this type of stuff. And so it just took off from there. You know, my healing came in after that. But yeah, I see them now. I totally see them. They pop up, they go away. I feel them, but it's not as invasive anymore. I learned about boundaries.
Yeah, I don't remember that Orion. I don't remember any.
It was something. It was a recording. Orion something, golden Orion.
I think I kind of know, but
recording. It was a year ago, so I understand if you don't remember. But you sent me that recording, and it just opened me up to channeling. It's like a step-by-step of how to channel, basically.
Oh, okay.
How to channel your guides, really. And you're using the Orion energy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it really, really worked well for me.
Yeah,
and
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember at all. Jeez. I remember, I think I know who it is, but I'm not sure. I can't be for sure, though. But.
Yeah. No, I remember I was like, God, I hope I'm not bugging him. I kept messaging you like, and how do I do this? And how do I protect myself? I didn't know. That one I went to you for that too, because I learned you don't want to just let anyone in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good experience energetically and physically. It's not good for you. So yeah, I went to you. I went to Neil, several other people, mainly you and Neil, and you guys were just so helpful with your information. And that's why I'm also paying it forward. You know, people come to me, they have questions, and this is how we grow as a community too, as channelers. I would love to help people out that are trying to channel, that are that want to channel or even start their healing work. So
yeah, I was told about aliens were here, but I never, you know, this is years ago, 2001 or 2011, and I didn't know what to think of it. I didn't know what to. It wasn't that important at the time to connect to them. So it's all what you're ready for, what the world is ready for. A lot of things I was told in the past, like, I'm ready, but the world isn't ready, something like that. So there's that also. So yeah, it's a learning process. I'm not sure if we're fully ready, even when we think we're ready. So there's that too. So.
Oh, for sure. Like, I remember I was there was this reptilian that used to be around me all the time and very loving. I think you remember him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, okay, I really want to see what you look like. I do. I'm ready. And so I said that, and then I remember I was in bed and this huge shadow just appeared in front of me, and I was like, never mind, I'm not ready. I totally went into fear and trauma. I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And so it scared him and he went away. But a few weeks later, it was funny. He wanted to do it in such a loving way. I was sleeping and I just rolled over and opened my eyes, and there he was, like 2 inches away from my face, and I could see him. And before I had a chance to freak out, I saw lots of hearts around him. So I knew it was friendly and it was all love, and then it went away. And that was like my thing with the reptilian. Trevor, that was his name, Trevor.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his name, but I know what you were talking about.
Yeah, I think you channeled him before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. What else? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's really all like it just hold on. I need to collect my thoughts. I think when you channel and when you want to channel, it's important to leave your ego out of it. And your judgments, and that is the single most, for me, aside from protecting yourself, single most important thing, because I want to make sure whatever comes through me, and I always say this, the messages or the healing light that comes through me is going to benefit all for the highest good of all and free of my judgments and emotions. I do not want to interfere. I'm just the vessel. And so I think that's important. And also, as far as trans channeling, this is why I don't do so much of it anymore. I don't really talk about it, but why not? I'll talk about it. There's several reasons why I don't do it anymore. I enjoy trans channeling when I do healing, but when I'm putting out messages, I don't get to hear all of it. I want to be a part of it. This is why I like conscious channeling. And also when I'm trans channeling, usually I do leave my body, I vacate it, and stuff, I mean, I don't want to put fear out there, but I had one bad experience when I left my body, but it turned out to be okay. I just ran out of air. Wherever they sent me, I guess wasn't good for me, or I was out there too long. I ran out of air and I was gasping for air, and I can feel and see Archangel Raphael's hands just pulling me back into my body. Like I was out in a bubble somewhere in space, and the bubble must have disappeared, and I was gasping for air, and he just pulled me back into my body. And so after that, I figured, why don't I try conscious channeling? And I really love it, because when I conscious channel, I see them, I can describe them, and I can be a part of the message without interfering. I'm just repeating what they're saying. And so that's my thing on channeling and conscious channeling and trans channeling.
Yeah, I've been doing more conscious channeling because I've been doing trans for forever. So, yeah, you get tired out and just try something new also. Try to connect with people a little bit differently also without being weird all the time. So, I think that helps a lot. I am going to start connecting to like news events and stuff like that, but give more of a connect to more of the alien vibrations that are there. We'll give that a shot Wednesday. When I have energy. Hopefully I have energy then. Right now I'm working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'm going to be making public eventually, so it'll be all worth it in the end, hopefully. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I have to let this process run. It's going to be a while. So do you have anything else you like to?
No, it's fine. It went longer than we thought. That's great. Okay. More information.
All right. Thank you guys. Dave's YouTube channel is on one of these, wherever this is directed.
It's linked to his channel.
It's linked to the channel, somewhere. Yeah. So all right. Blessings all, and see you tomorrow night for the webinar. So much love.